Welcome to Coffee with Paul, where your city manager talks about topics that are important to you.
All righty, well, welcome back to another Coffee with Paul. Today with me we have Bonnie, and Bonnie is our city clerk for the community of Brookings. Bonnie, welcome to Coffee with Paul.
Thanks, Paul. It's good to be here.
Well, today we'd like to talk a little bit about our volunteer opportunities. I know we have a number of boards, committees, and commissions within the community of Brookings, many that citizens could apply for and participate at a higher level. Can you talk about what some of those volunteering opportunities are within our community?
Certainly. Currently, we've got 6 different boards with 7 positions open that we're looking for. It's depending on what your interest areas are. We have anything open right now from the Bicycle Advisory Committee, the Board of Health, Historic Preservation, Park and Rec Board, as well as alternate member on the Board of Adjustment.
Wonderful. And Bonnie, where can people find out more about all these boards and all the other boards that we have and what they mean and what the purpose are?
Certainly, if you were to go to the City of Brookings website and click on the boards page, on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to find a list of all of the volunteer boards that the city has. If you're looking to apply, the application is located on the lower right-hand corner of your screen, and it's stated simply volunteer board application.
Wonderful. Thank you. So help us understand, why is volunteering so important to the Brookings community and in local government?
Well, the City Council decided many years ago that it was important to have opportunities for the public to engage, to enlight a passion, to continue to make Brookings the best community it can be. And one of those ways of getting the public involved is having volunteer boards.
Wonderful. So what type of person makes a good volunteer? Maybe let's start off with the age. Do you have to be a certain age to volunteer on these different boards?
To be involved with the City of Brookings as a volunteer, there is no age requirement. However, we do have a high school opportunity on the Park and Rec Board, and we do have a number of boards that have college student opportunities. And then for the rest of the positions, we're looking for adults. So that would be anybody over the age of 18.
That's right. So as you mentioned, everyone has the opportunity to have a voice in our process, and everyone could bring value to the things that we do here in the community by participating in these boards. So you talked about where they could go to sign up. What is the process like for signing up for a volunteer board?
Well, we do a press release anytime we have opening or a vacancy on a board. And that press release usually sets a 2-week timeline of which to turn in your applications. The list of current officers is available on our website, so if you're not sure you want to be involved in a board, reach out to one of the current board members. They would be a wealth of information for you to help you to determine if that's the board where your passion would persist. Otherwise, you can always reach out to the city staff department liaison, which is a city employee who's in charge of overseeing that board.
Great advice. Great recommendation. Every committee does list their chairs and their board members on the specific website. Encourage people to check that out, but also contact those staff liaisons, or just start off with Bonnie Foster, our city clerk. Wealth of knowledge there, and can point you in the right direction for any of these boards or committees. So finally, Bonnie, what advice would you have for community members who are interested in volunteering?
Well, if you want to be involved, please reach out to me. I'd love to have a visit with you and get you in contact with the right people to help you on your track of where you can best serve in a volunteer role to help out and make Brookings a better place to be.
Wonderful. One thing I would mention, we do have a number of boards and committees, but unfortunately, we usually have 1 or 2 positions open a year. We encourage people to apply and seek those positions. If they do not get it, don't be discouraged. We have a number of other boards and commissions that people can participate in, or events and activities too, that we're constantly looking for volunteers. So whatever your passion is, I'm sure we can find your fit here within the city of Brookings. So Bonnie, anything else you'd like to share with us before we end this segment with Coffee with Paul?
I would just say encourage anyone to apply. If you're interested and you have that passion that you want to help continue to make Brookings a good place, apply. Get your application in.
Thanks again, Bonnie. Find out all of our various volunteer opportunities on our website, or contact our staff directly. But once again, we encourage your participation in your community, because it does take people like you to make a difference here in Brookings. Today with me, we have the former Human Rights Commission Chair, Meagan, who's here with me today to talk a little bit about not only the Human Rights Commission Chair, volunteering with some of the committees that we have here with the city, and what it means to volunteer with our community and with some of these great committees that we have. So welcome to Coffee with Paul, Meagan.
Yeah, thank you. I am so honored to be here and pleased to talk a little bit about my experiences with the city.
So tell us a little bit about how you initially decided to get involved and why.
Okay, great question. I've been a Brookings resident for, I think, since 2012, and so about 5 years in after moving here, I saw a post, I believe on social media or newspaper, advertising a vacancy for the SDSU student representative position for the Human Rights Commission, and I was an SDSU student at the time, just finishing up my first year of my master's program, and I've always had a tendency to look at issues and concerns through more of a social justice equity lens, which I'll note I'm continually developing as I learn more about the experiences of others and just my experiences in my work with the Human Rights Commission. But before this, I had never had been actively involved in human rights advocacy or really advocacy of any sort. And I applied for the position and got a call from our city clerk at the time, Sherry Thornes, and I was appointed as the student representative, and here I am now, 4 years later, just finishing up serving as the chair of the commission and enjoying the work and the group that I am working with. It's been a great experience.
So that leads us into the next question, Meagan. What has been your experience being a part of the Human Rights Board, and what is the mission and goals and some of the things that you guys are doing?
Our mission, to start us out, is to really improve human relations within the city and the surrounding area. And that's through, fighting discrimination that's happening, but also through advocacy and educational programming that we've put on. So as I said, I've been on the commission for 4 years now, and we really focus on some social justice issues, and through this experience, I've really been able to witness the strengths of our community, but also some of the needs that we have. And most recently, we've started hosting some community listening sessions with members of the community from marginalized groups, just to one, give them a voice and so they can be heard, but also have that direct our focus in the years to come. Every year we set out what our yearly goals will be, and so these sessions will be part of setting those goals. And we've already started taking some steps to address some of the current concerns that have been brought up in 2 sessions that we've had so far. And we're continuing those sessions, I'd say probably through the next year, and we will be getting out some more information to the community about what we hope to accomplish with those and what our plans are going forward. Just my experience personally with this, I have experienced some tremendous growth, learning more about social injustice, and also learning more about being a leader and the challenges and pieces that come into that. So I really have developed more of appreciation for leaders and other organizations. And Paul, my one little glimpse of a year as a chair really gives me some appreciation for the work that you do. And I've really been able to see how much you care about this community. And it has been a wonderful experience.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. People who are interested in the HRC and the work that you guys have been doing over this past year, or the past many years, because the HRC Human Rights Commission has been in existence for quite some time, they can find out more information on our website. We do have an HRC page, as well as the latest annual report of all the great things that you guys are doing. But let's talk a little bit about volunteers. Over your past 4 years, and you being a chair, you've had an opportunity to work with the mayor and make recommendations of appointments that go to the city council. So you see a lot of great people applying. What makes a great volunteer, or what should be some of the things that volunteers should consider when looking at these boards?
Good question. For me, a good volunteer would be someone who has a passion for whatever area they're volunteering in. I've seen some applications that come through, and almost every committee or commission is checked on there. And that's great to see that you just want to be a part of it. But, once you get appointed, there's some sacrifices that you need to make. Your time, your energy, and put that forward for the group that you're working with, and the initiatives that they're taking in accomplishing their mission and goals. And so I think really asking yourself what you're most passionate about, and what you'll be willing to, what area you're willing to make those sacrifices for, that it means enough for you, I think is really important. Because as you mentioned, Paul, there are some members who really have that desire to be involved, but then once they get on the committee or commission or whatever they're volunteering in, there's not a whole lot of active participation in that. And recently with the Human Rights Commission, we have had such a strong interest in being a part of the Human Rights Commission. We've had 7 to 8 applicants applying for 1 vacancy, which is just tremendous to see. And it's unfortunate that we can't just appoint everyone, because I see a lot of great work and passion that people are bringing on those applications. But we have 10 members, and so we can't appoint everyone. So I'd say have that passion, really figure out what you want how you want to serve your community. And if you don't get selected the first time, keep applying when you see those vacancies. That's my recommendation for that. Just keep trying to be part of it.
Great point. We do receive a lot of applications because people have such a passion for these type of endeavors. Human rights, it's near and dear to hopefully all of us. And these committees, they not only help us as an organization, but more importantly, they help us as a community to constantly evolve and to strive to be better. Our tagline, we want to be an inclusive, welcoming community, and the Human Rights Commission is near and dear to that endeavor. And I would encourage people, like you say, that if you don't get on the Human Rights Commission, still continue to try, but more importantly, contact Meagan or any of the members, because there are a number of events and activities that you guys are always hosting, and it requires the participation of many people in this community to continue to evolve the conversation. So if you can't participate at the board level, continue to participate at some of the events and activities that we have. Speak your mind, let us know your thoughts. But also we have many other committees that we have throughout the organization and community. Just within the city alone, I know we have well over 20 committees. And so if people who are interested in having their names submitted to those committees, we do have a webpage that we'll be posting here on this discussion that you can apply for a volunteer board. We have not only this committee, sustainability, disabilities, and all those committees can be found on our website. Meagan, before we go today, anything else you'd like to share with us about the human rights, or your experience as a volunteer, or anything you'd like to tell those individuals watching that might be interested in volunteering?
Well, I thought you brought up a good point on how to get involved, even if you're not at that board level. Our meetings are open, so we welcome anyone who has anything to contribute or concern to attend those. We also have been really fleshing out our liaison roles and have something more concrete as to what that role looks like. And we currently do have some liaisons on our Human Rights Commission. We have relationship with the Brookings Police Department and the school board and the SDSU Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. And so we really would like to expand the number of voices that we're hearing from in the community. So that's something that we're currently working on here in early 2021. And hopefully we'll be able to have some more people as part of the Human Rights Commission in a liaison role. I think the community opportunities that Brookings provides is a great way to tap into the passion that the residents have, but also get access to the talents and innovative ideas that the community has to offer. I think that is a great way to do that.
So once again, appreciate your time and your commitment to the community of Brookings and the Human Rights Commission. You know, being a chair, that's a daunting task at times, but you know, we need leaders like you in this community to help us out to progress this community and our organization. So thank you for your efforts, and thank you for joining us with Coffee with Paul. You know, anyone who, once again, who's interested in our boards and commissions, encourage you to reach out, check out that volunteers page, look at the various committees, but also reach out to people like Meagan here who have served on our committees to understand how it works and how you can get involved. Have a wonderful holiday season, and thank you for watching another episode of Coffee with Paul. Thanks again.
Bye.